Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special Cricket Captain episode, as today we are managing the England 1990s Test team and seeing how they could hang in modern cricket. They will be playing in the County Championship during the COVID years, and they've got to try and make it the way through 10 games to get into the final division to try and win the Bob Willis Trophy. Can they win the Royal London Cup? Can they win the T20 Blast? Now, to pick the players, we've used... well, Stats Guru, where else do you go for test match information? And we've picked everyone up to David Gough and above. So the people that played the most during the 1990s. And this is the team. A 53-year-old Michael Atherton, sporting a test match average of 37.70. Graham Gooch with 118 test matches, possibly the finest cricketer of his generation for England. He will be up there. RIP Graham Thorpe's in the team. Robin Smith, Graham Hick, who only averaged 31 in test cricket. Sacrilege how good a player he was. Pop-it-on fingers, Nasser Hussain, my favourite England captain of all time. Ramsey's in there. Wasted talent, David Brent would say. Didn't quite make it at the top grade. Creepy Crawley, Mark Butcher, Alan Lamb, Nick Knight. Mike Gatting makes it in. Alec Stewart with a 39.55 average. He was teetering towards that 40 towards the end of his career. 57-year-old Jack Russell will take the gloves, staple of the team during this time. All-rounders, we've got Robert Croft with the ball, bowling spin. Dominic Cork, who was he was golden when he came into this England team. He added a lot to it with his away swingers. Philip de Freitas, Chris Lewis, Angus Fraser, my favourite England bowler of all time. Philip Tufnell, the main spinner. Devon Malcolm, Darren Gough and Andrew Caddick. I don't know how this is going to go because we look at the age of these guys. I've not changed the age. Like Gooch is 67 years old. It's outrageous. I think Gooch is the most actually. Salary 85,500. That is the most. Darren Gough 79,000 with the ball is the most as well. This is going to be hard. In first game of the season, playing away at Warwickshire, we get a very simple pitch to play with. A little bit in for the seamers, a little bit in for the spinners, and it'll be good to bat on to start with. The team it wants us to pitch is Gooch as captain, Atherton, Hick, Lamb, Rampakash, Thorpe, Stewart, and then Gough, Caddick, Tufnell, Mullally with the ball. Only gives us 4 bowlers. So the change we're going to make is Cork's going to come in to bat at 7. Possibly a too longer tail. And Hick and Rampakash, I know, amazing players. But their test match records weren't all that. Particularly when you got like Mark Butcher averaging 34, Hussain 37, Smith 43. But it's the team it wants us to pick. England 1990s going up against Warwickshire with Dom Sibley at Warwickshire. In true England style, it's a bit of a calamitous mess. They get 230, bat reasonably well up top, but we get through the back end with Tuffers spinning to win it. We get 587, but we don't do it in the most conventional way. Michael Atherton bats for hours at a 33 strike rate for 50. Hick went off like a train before slowing down and not quite going on. Ramps failed at... well, for England, because that's what he did. Thorpe batted really well, but the carnage happened at the end. We had a swashbuckling knock of 96 from Darren Gough, which is very Darren Gough-like. But then Andrew Caddick scores 154. 154 from Andrew Caddick, who averaged 10 in his career. And in test matches cricket, he averaged 10. But he's now got a century and we've won a game of cricket. Another big win, 321 runs in the second game against Worcestershire. We've not got a big century yet. We get another 30 strike rate, 80 this time from Michael Atherton, which is just wonderful to press spacebar to, I'll be honest. 78 from Dominic Cork was much needed, but it wasn't a huge score. But everyone chipping in meant we got 445. Gough blitzed through them in the first innings. We declared in the second innings to set up a run chase and skittled them for 92. England 90s are 2-0. Daffy's down injured for 4 days. I think what's going to be really interesting is when we get into the T20s, because none of them have played T20 international cricket. Win again, but only by 5 wickets. They get 237 in the first innings. Cameron Bancroft batted really well, but Tuffers got through the back end of the innings really nicely. Same again in the second innings when they scored 199. Dominic Cork and Tufnell, bang, straight through the back end of the innings. Thorpe gets the first top 7 century. I think I said we've not scored a century. Obviously, Caddick scored that century. But yeah, much to like about that. Interesting enough, when we're knocking them off, Atherton top scored, this time with a 29 strike rate. So I love what he's doing. This is pure, unadulterated Atherton. One change to the team, Hicks out, Butch is coming in at 3. Going up against almost a 5-star Nottinghamshire team. Another victory, this time by an innings against Notts. Only an hour was lost for the weather, but it wasn't great conditions. But we got a first double century. Michael Atherton, 290 not out from 534 minutes, 675 minutes at the crease. That is over 11 hours for a 41 strike rate. He did it with Butch, who scored 80 odd. Dominic Corkhagen, value averaging, coming in, scoring 64. And it was Caddy Sack with the ball. 7 for 67, running through what is a quite strong lineup. But it did show, because they had Stuart Broad against Gooch and Atherton, and Broad got Atherton out. Now we get the absolute pleasure of watching Gough, Caddick, Tufnell, Mullally and Cook go up against Sir Alistair Cook. I kid you not, Gough to Cook resulted in a 6-over square. And to get Alistair Cook, we had to go to blonde-haired Dominic Cork. Win by an innings and 14 runs with about 6 overs to spare. We only score 431 here. Stewart with 103. Butcher with 91. Brilliant stuff. How many did they put on as a partnership? I don't even know if they batted together, actually. No, they were just good partnerships throughout. We are getting a lot of value from Gough and Cork, generally down the bottom of the order. We bowled them out for 133 up top. They had horrific conditions to bat in. Alistair Cook offered resistance in the second innings before finally falling to Darren Gough. And in the interest of changing, well, Ramps has had 5 games. I'm playing Raymond Illingworth, and now it's time for a change in the batting lineup. And it will be Nass coming in at number 4. And Nass hits the ground running as we roll over Durham. 327, Graham Gooch makes his first meaningful impact into the series. Series save, 63, a 42, and now 108. He bats beautifully. Hussain, dogged as ever. 1 drop catch, 1 played and missed, probably a broken finger. Looks really good. Durham get rolled. Tuffers with 3. Gives us a good 120 run lead. Hussain, Thorpe, Cork, they all put the foot down. 80 off 133 from Hussain is putting the foot down. And Mullally blows them away. It's another good victory. 6-0. Now, we do obviously expect this England team to be beating county championship teams, but it's interesting how well they're doing it. In fact, all the bowlers are performing exceptionally. And we go 7-0, 23 points for the England 1990s team. Jake Libby scores a century as Mullally takes 4 for 83. Caddick 3 for 78. They get a good score. We bat, take a lead. Gooch scores yet another century. Hussain with another 80. Make the most of the conditions. Bowl them out really cheaply and knock them off for 4 down thanks to a Graham Thorpe runner ball, better than a runner ball, century. We just get home in a massively rain-interrupted game. And we go 8-0 to go into the T20 break, where I feel this England team may just lose a little bit of momentum. Butch and Thorpe have an absolute field day. So does Hussain, 94. He is in great form since he's come in. 2 huge 100-run partnerships. Nass is giving it the big I am. He's not pointing to the back of his shirt going, number 3, number 3. He's not, but he's got a 98, T88 and 94, and he's loving life at number 4. With the ball, well, it was more Alan Mullally, a 6 for 71, tough as spanners to victory. And the championship, well, it's looking like we're going to make it through to Division 1 as we go into the blast. This is going to be really interesting what we do here, because look how many of these players never even played a single T20 international or a single T20 game. That's a huge win first game. We make a statement. We go with Gooch, Knight and Hickett 4. And it worked out well. Nick Knight, obviously a great one-day player for England in domestic cricket. He scores 91 off 52. We get a good score. But Mullally and Gough rip through them. 5 wickets in the power play. 8 wickets in the first 8 overs. Wonderful performance. Sneak home against Leicester. It was close. It was only 17 runs in it. But Graham Hicks, 69, got it done. We got good runs down the bottom with Alec Stewart in the final overs going bonsai. And we've got some injuries. Alan Mullally's out. Alan Lamb's out. So it does mean we are going for out-and-out pace in the power play. Big Devon Malcolm coming in. Easy victory. We bowled them out for 77. The caddy sack has a day out. 5 for 14. Blow them away. And Butch, 54 off 42. 128 strike rate is good enough. The economy rates of the bowlers at the moment is absolutely next level. 5-wicket win against Lancashire. Down to the bowling again. Caddy sack and Cork both picking up 3 for 17. Economy rate by Phil Tufnell is exceptional with a cigarette in his mouth. With the bat, a little bit disappointing here. But 4-0. We're an international team playing domestic cricket. We expect to win, but we're getting to play with some legends of the game. Big Devon Malcolm averaging 46 with the ball. We'll just give that one more game. It's another win, 6 wickets at this time. Malcolm 4 for 30, which is great, but he went to 8.57 and over. And we knocked them off thanks to Graham Thorpe scoring 35. So we haven't had a lot to do with the bat. Another victory. This is a tight one though. We scored 207 for 4. Good stuff from Graham Thorpe at the bottom. 81 from Graham Gooch. Luke Fletcher going at 11s. Patterson at 11s. Mullany and Petman all over 10. But they ride it close. Alex Hales 93 off 49. Takes Devon Malcolm at 14 and over. Big Dean Headley coming into the attack. As we win by 80. We go absolutely massive here. Nick Knight with 102 off 47. Another 50 for Butch. He is in great form. He doesn't only play the guitar and a good commentator. He's a bloody good cricketer. In fact, one of my memories as a kid is Trent Bridge watching the guys knock up before one of the test matches against the Aussies and just seeing how hard Butcher was timing the ball and hitting it. As a kid, I was like, man, this guy's a machine. Hick as well, 273 strike rate for his. They get 172. We don't really get wickets here, but we do enough. 99 for Joe Root. This is one we expected to cash in on. Going up against Leicestershire, nothing against them, but much easier day out for the bowlers. Caddy sack going at 2.5 and over. Dean Headley yet to get a wicket. And again, Nick Knight, class white ball player. Warwickshire are the next ones as they get blown away. Headley 1 for 32. I'm just keeping an eye on that. Cork going at 3.91. These are international quality players playing domestic players. I've got to say it again. We expect to win, but it's seeing who does well. And Butch and Nick Knight are taken to this game beautifully. Change to the bowling attack. It's my all-time favourite bowler, Angus Fraser, coming into the team. 9-wicket win against Notts. These economy rates are the thing that's stifling the opposition. Sure, sometimes we run through them, but a lot of the time it's just consistency in those middle overs, getting it done. Knight and Butch getting it done. After 10 games into the T20 Blast, Butch is in 3rd place for most runs in the country. Nick Knight has got the most wickets, Gough and caddy sack. Gooch is injured for 6 days. I can't bring in Atherton for it. I'm doing it. Go on, Athers. Have a T20 game, son. Son. Me calling Michael Atherton son. Get over yourself. 99 not out. Caddick Pfeiffer. Brilliant stuff with the ball. With the bat. 9 off 12 from Atherton. Gooch is back fit. So that was good for me. I got to see Fraser and Atherton in the same team. My favourite England batter. Favourite England bowler as a kid. As we go back to a bit of county championship action. Which we incur our first defeat. We're on top here. Mullally 6 for 21 rolls through Nottinghamshire and we're looking pretty good until it wouldn't be an England 1990s episode without a collapse, and that's what happened here. We were absolutely stifled. Luke Fletcher picking up 4. They go and get 482. They smack us around the park, and in reply we get 355. Atherton and Gooch were very good, but there was a back order collapse. We've lost a game of cricket. Few more Blast games to go. We pick up another victory thanks to a Graham Gooch 56. Beat Essex by an innings in the county championship to rack up the group stage 9-1. Atherton 182, a 55 strike rate. Michael Atherton, that is outrageous. Good bowling again. Mullally and Tuffers, left armers, getting it done. We go into Division 1 against Durham, Middlesex, Surrey, Yorkshire and Lancashire. A 4-run defeat to Northants was our first loss of the T20 Blast campaign to send us 12-1. Before we absolutely routed Yorkshire with Caddick taking 5 for 27 to finish top of the group and go and play Essex in the quarterfinals. Caddick now had 35 wickets at an average of 8. Into the Royal London Cup, and we go with a little bit of a change. Robin Smith bringing a one-day international career average of 39 into the middle order. Alan Mullally will take the new ball alongside Darren Gough. Also, Alan Lamb comes in for Graham Thorpe again, a 39 career average. And they pick up the victory. It's not a pummeling, it's 5 wickets. Nick Knight with 61, Graham Hick with 39. Get across the line in a rain-affected game, 2 hours lost. With Gough taking 4. An easy 10-wicket victory over Somerset. Rain affected, an hour and 20 lost, and we got the best of the conditions with Mullally and Caddick rolling through them for 74. We just lost by 3 runs to Warwickshire. Vihari scores 106, and Peter Milan, Peter, spelt differently, same meaning. He bats well. Caddysack goes at 6.4. Tufnell at 6.7. We give the run chase a good effort as well, because Gooch 98 batted beautifully. So did Hick. But Robin Smith failing, Stewart failing. It just compiled the pressure. And at the end, we just weren't able to get across the line. We got to qualify, right? Could be a problem, because Billy Root scored a century against us. They get 2-5-1, and we England it. We England it. I hate that's a term, but that's what we grew up with. Butchers coming in at 4. You should also remember this is one of the worst eras of England ODI cricket as well. Bounce back in style, 288 for 4, a Butch 93 not out, over a runner ball as well. Really good performance with the bat, and with the ball, good enough. We bowled them out for 91. The net run rate is solid, but 400 record, if we go 4 and 4, doesn't get you in. Oh, Alan Lamb giving it the big I am. 50 off 36 balls, but he's also just gone 4, 6, 6, 6, 4, 4, 30 off the over. Yeah, another good win. Alan Mullally with 4, Caddick with 3. We get through them nicely. 4 and 2. Surely we're going to the dance. Definitely the hardest of all the formats that we've played so far this. We are getting some good value from a lot of players. Alan Lamb averaging 35 is it's below his career ODI international average, so that's a little bit disappointing. Also, Dominic Cork only 7 wickets. We are going to get there. 5 for Mullally, 4 for Phil Tufnell. Great set of bowling. It's a very poor looking Yorkshire team compared to what we've played in some of the other competitions. 83 for Gooch, 55 for Stewart. We get enough from the batting, everyone chipping in throughout and scoring at a decent lick. We're just behind Glamorgan with 1 to play. I'm going to make a change. Lamb's out, Graham Thorpe's in. You see me cruising, brother. So 97 not out from Nick Knight. Couple of good knocks, couple of missing opportunities there, but again, good performance. Caddick, possibly the bowler of the save so far. Most runs in the competition. Well, Graham Gooch on 408 just makes the top list, as does Nick Knight. And with the ball, Alan Mullally's 20 wickets is top of the pops. So as we get down to the dirty, we are in contention across every single competition. We're into the final phase. 4 matches of the County Championship. We're into the semi-finals of the Royal London Cup. Quarters of the T20s. And we're going up against Glamorgan, who are 1 star. It was in the balance for a little while Kieran Carlson and Labuschagne were batting together or starting to get twitchy, but Cork with 5, Tufnell with 3. We get across the line. We should have actually scored more than what we did. We kind of wasted a little bit of the back end of the innings. Graham Gooch with a beautiful century. 267's a good score. We're in the final, where we're playing Worcester. 274 from Worcestershire. They bat really well here, but they do have Moeen Ali at 34 years of age. Incredible to think he's 34 years old, and this is the 2020 version of the game, 2021. And Alec Stewart wraps it up in style to win by 6 wickets. He ends on 58 not out. Rampakash with 74. This was not an easy run chase, because they kept picking up wickets, bowled quite nicely. Moeen Ali went at 4.11 and over. But a 100-run partnership from Ramps and Stewart. Get it done. We're 1 of 3 titles. Quarter-final of the T20 Blast going up against Alistair Cook and Essex. That was interesting. We get 162. Gooch with a 53. They're 64 all out. Tom Wesley out second ball of the innings for 6. It was just that sort of crazy innings. As we go to the County Championship. So we're into the Royal London Cup semi-final against Durham. County Championship. We carry 22 points through. We've got 4 games to play. And Gooch is out injured, who has been exceptional this year. Hick comes into 3. Atherton takes the armband and Butch is going to open. Still means we're 5 stars, but this is a good Yorkshire team, much better than the one we just played. And there's a lot of rain. We managed to beat Yorkshire in the final session. We get 506, Hussain 169 off 351, Thorpe 143. We needed a huge partnership and we got it after a pretty poor start. Adam Live scores a century for them, a big one, 171. And then it was just a case, can we bowl them out in 2.5 sessions? Yes, we can. Hick still averages 30. So we're going to bring in the big man, Gatting. Another game, another victory, another Michael Atherton masterclass. 228 here, 517 balls, and that was with acceleration. At one stage, Butcher had scored 100, Atherton was on 20. It was brilliant, and when he had 100, it was at a 29 strike rate. But he has been, as you would expect, phenomenal. 3 centuries, 1,000 runs in domestic cricket. We do have a problem though. Darren Gough is out injured. So the team is kind of capitulating. Not a surprise when Darren Gough, currently 50 years old. And the big game against Surrey ends up in another England 1990s victory, as you would expect. 327 with the bat up top. Reece Topley with a 4. Thorpe and Stewart saved the innings. There was nothing outside of that. But then 2 fantastic bowling performances. Caddick 5 for 54, blows away Surrey. Follow-ons enforced. Tuffers spins it around corners and we knock them off 2 down. We are on the precipice of winning the county championship and going to the Bob Willis Trophy final. Talking of finals, we've got a semi-final against Durham with Graham Gooch still out injured. So Robin Smith comes into the middle order. Hick goes to the top. Lose by 8 wickets. We have been thrashed. We do nothing with the bat. Robin Smith comes in for a golden duck and they knock off 144 for 2 in no time. Stokes 260 strike rate. So we win the Royal London Cup. We don't win the T20 Blast. Can we knock off first class cricket? We win by 10 wickets and we go pretty big here. 528 for 4. And this is against a pretty good team that had Luke Ward, Saqib Mahmood, Jimmy Anderson bowling at us. Jimmy Anderson versus Butcher, Atherton, Gatting. Well, he got Butch for 79, but Hussain retired hurt on 150, led the way. Gatting with 143. Excellent stuff. And with the ball, we're just too strong here. Tuffers with another 6. It is a county championship victory. Atherton with 1,000 runs in about 10th place. And Alan Mullally and Caddick with over 70 wickets each. We'll pick ourselves up one more time. 4 trophies there are. If we county championship, Royal London Cup, lost the Blast. Now can we win the Bob Willis Trophy final without Nasser Hussain? The answer is no. We get 271. Middle order bailed us out. Nick Knight came in at 4 for Hussain. Him and Thorpe added some decent runs together. But they double our score in the first innings. David Beddingham with 141. Alex Lees with a century. We bat well. Nick Knight scoring 100. We put them in, try and win the game. We run out of time. And after all is said and done, Durham have won the Bob Willis Trophy final. Excellent campaign. Thorpe and Atherton both scoring over 1,000 runs. So did Butch as well, only in 12 games. With the ball, Cork 35 wickets and 30 with the bat. That's a great performance from him. Tuffers 56 at 19 is incredible. Gough slightly expensive given its format. The Royal London Cup, different kettle of fish altogether. We were outstanding in that. Every bowler going at under 5 and over. And then with the bat, Gooch scoring 572. Nick Knight scoring 500 runs. And the Blast, we were relatively good at in periods as well. Nick Knight averaged 42. He was before his time. He would have been an exceptional cricketer in the IPL and all around the world. But that will do it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if there's any other kind of retro teams you want to have a look at. It could even be a retro league with teams from different decades. But everything is possible with the game. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.